Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Crysis 3 Super Soldier difficulty video walkthrough. This is Safeties off, Chapter 4, and I'm looking at my upgrades currently so that I can pop on the ones that I'm going to be using for the rest of the game, because I feel at this point I would have had them and upgraded them, so it's time to start using them. And if you don't, as I've mentioned in a previous video, just try your best between a checkpoint to get them, because a lot of them are quite easy to do. There's an achievement for doing them all, so there's an incentive if you can't be bothered and you like achievements, and it's just going to make this much smoother. So this is, I believe, Chinatown, the downtown area of Chinatown. It's a really interesting, creepy looking place for some reason, and I know this might sound quite offensive. It reminded me of what I perceive New Orleans to look like, post the big disaster there. Because it's just, I don't know why it reminded me of that when I first played it, but it just kind of did. Which I think is a cool area to set a game if there were ever a game to come out. Just as long as people didn't get too overly sensitive about it, because a lot of fucking overly sensitive people in the world, guys. But we're going to be stealthing for the majority of this because it just makes it significantly easier. And if you're going to be doing, combat and action, you're going to be shooting so many dudes. This place is stacked. Just look at that radar, they're everywhere. But the cool thing is, there's only a couple of turrets, and the turrets are going to be neutralized the same way you've just saw. Get those electricity arrows out, and just take them down. I'm going to be hacking as much as I can. You'll notice we've got the hack upgrade, so now I have to do less hacking, which is great, because less hacking, more better is my strategy for Crysis 3. And this is, Chapter 4? And we haven't seen any new enemies yet. And considering that we're probably halfway through the game at this point, that is kind of strange. But there is a new enemy coming up. It's a Scorcher enemy. The cool thing about it is they can be completely ignored. And to kill them, you're just going to be using all the heavy arrows that you haven't really been using if you're following this guide. Because this bow, not only is this bow an insta-kill on pretty much every standard enemy with a standard arrow, but it also comes with explosive, with mines, with electricity. It's nuts. This bow is stupid good. Super stupid good. And you can even customize the tension of the drawback. So you can go from having a really quick but less powerful drawback to a slower but much stronger one. And my strategy is simple. I have the strongest drawback at all times, that way I murder the most people I can, because I'm not a very nice person. And nor should we be. These are cell operatives, these are soldiers that are essentially oppressing the planet, so fuck these guys, let's give them everything we can. But as you can see, they have an idea where I was, but they don't know where I am, so I use this to my advantage to get my battery back. And I bump into that tosser there, which is really unfortunate, but just punch him in the cock a bit and then carry on. Because looking at the map, there is nothing in front of us. The prophets started talking, telling us we're going the right way, and if we just keep going this way, we're going to get past all these enemies without engaging them. And we're going to go towards the waypoint, and everything's going to go nice and smooth. And I love this. I think this is fantastic that you can do this in a game so densely packed with enemies, and I think that's definitely one of the great parts about this game. How many stealth games made recently have you been able to just completely bypass over 50 guys? Like literally there was about 30 or 40 dudes in that area, and we can just cruise past all of them. Because normally you'll get to a door and it's like, oh, you can't get through this door until you've killed everyone. It's like, oh, great. Or you can't go forward unless you found this key, and this key's dropped by killing this one dude who's got 90 dudes around him. And gaming tropes like that. Yeah, on this one, we just walked past. We just did our thing, and I think that's great. I think that's a step forward. This guy's noticed my handiwork. Get my battery back. And probably stab him in the throat if he turns around. Oh no, punch him in the face. There you go. Cock punch. Cock punch. And that's working towards one of our upgrade paths. You'll also notice when I changed my upgrades, I did not put the stealth extension on. So if you're wondering why my energy is going down perhaps faster than yours, it's because I haven't put that upgrade on. which is weird, because the upgrades sometimes you equip them and they don't equip. So it's not intentional, it's just a repercussion of the game. But moving through these ruined houses, the music's all tense and stuff because they know there's someone here, they're stalking me. It's a cool environment. I like residential areas. I always have in games. I think that they work really well. Especially in this game. This game does environments really well. But this is going to be leading to another one of the zip lines, which is a mechanic that I don't really remember in the old games as much. They seem to like it in this one though. But you've got to get to the roof first. And over there is a floppy disk apparently. Here's a random dude with a shotgun. This is a good example of how the cloak works. This is the hardest difficulty. He was, what was that, inches away from me, and he still didn't see me, and I was moving too. So, the cloak is powerful. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. It's going to get you through so much of this game if you use it right. Like, when I got to this point on my first playthrough, the only thing I was fearing was the pingers. Then the pingers turned up and they were giant pussies, which was a great thing. Because anybody who played Crysis 2 on Super Soldier will remember that the pingers were a nightmare. They were too good. They were cheap. And, you know, as much as we enjoy a challenge and as much as we like playing games, we don't like playing games when they feel unfair. Unless, you know, the game is renowned for being unfair, and that is essentially why you're playing it, to play an unfair game. But now we're across here, it's going to be back into the swampy areas and back into another patrol, and I believe getting introduced to the new enemy. Like, this level's really short for what it is, especially when you're getting through it as quickly as this video is showing, where we're just avoiding all conflicts, you know, just full on efficiency, getting through there. And it does look like you could get lost, you know, it looks like there's a lot of winding staircases, a lot of rooms to explore and things, but when you have the constant HUD updating you where it wants you to go, when you have the map showing you where the enemies are and things, you never feel lost. And I think the game gets away with that because of the suit. You know, the suit itself explains the heads-up display, it explains the regenerating life, it explains the abilities. And if you didn't have them, it'd be a much different game. And it makes me wonder why there weren't a level where your suit got damaged some way or somehow supercharged and you lost all those abilities, like your HUD was scrambled. And your map gets scrambled every so often by scramblers on that second level, but like not everything. Like, maybe EMP grenades if you get hit by stuff, I'm not too sure. Uh-oh. That guy knows I'm here. Look at that, that is a Seth warrior. I killed him with one arrow. This bow is crazy, and these people are still talking. There's a pinch rifle, which is a Seth weapon. Some of the Seth weapons are great, some of them are not so great. There's an ability later on in the game, where you get unlimited energy, and you can pick up the Seth weapons that fire energy and just go nuts with them. So this is a mistake, as you can see. I go to pick up some arrows thinking everybody is dead, and one of the Seths from 9 weeks away spots me and starts shooting me. But I don't take too much damage, I can recover, I can get my battery back, and I'm going to completely ignore them now, because they're curious, looking for the target. I'm just going to run down here and ignore them. And did you see just then? They went from yellow to red at that distance, just from the sound of my footfalls in the water. Which just goes to show how good the hearing is on these enemies. I'm going to get some arrows too. There we go, and then just carry on this way. And what will happen is, when you get to the waypoint that's 130 odd meters away, there's going to be a little bit of a vignette cutscene where the door gets knocked down and you get attacked by this big flamey thing. And he's going to be the next enemy you get to kill. And we're only going to kill a few of them in the game, because there's only a few of them that you really need to kill, perhaps. And even then, you can probably avoid them. Which is one of the greatest strengths of this game. The stealth is really well done. But we're coming up to the end of the video. We need to get up to that tower. That tower is one of the things that overpower you. It's those crazy red cores, those like fuel cells that you've probably seen before. A bit more. I don't think the hallucinations are great on this game. There are a lot of static images being overlaid on something that's moving, and I think it makes them look really jarring and bad. But that's just the designer in me that's not agreeing with that specific choice. So I try and jump up at the back, but as you saw, it didn't really work. So instead, we're going to climbing from this side, I believe. Here we go. Is there anything in here? Nope. There we go, that looks like a better jump. And the auto mantle kicks in. We come over here, the game starts to go all crazy mode. And that is the end of the video, guys. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the second part of Safeties Off. And you take care now.
You need something?
No. Just checking. ETA at rendezvous about 30 miles.